Undefeated is intended for audiences 18 or older. Okay. Well, I did check, and there's apparently there's nothing lewd or explicit, except for maybe language and like certain things that happen, like certain scenes that happen, but it's nothing like sexual, nothing like completely sexual. So this is fine, and I've seen someone stream this on Twitch and not get in trouble. So anyway, Undefeated. Here we go. This visual novel contains scenes that include graphic violence, flashing lights, substance abuse, strong language. Reader discretion is advised. That's probably why this visual novel got hit with the delisted. Because I tried to find it and it was like, it didn't exist except for the Chinese version existed. So the Chinese version, I guess, came after the big itch.io purge caused by certain people, caused by certain people that basically control how we get our money, how most of us get our money. Anyway, Undefeated. Preferences. Auto forward time. I don't really want it auto forward. Can I disable that? I'll find out. Anyway. Alright, kid. Yep. The chill of the metal floor nearly shocks me out of my focus. This place has been underground for some time now. It only makes sense that the floor is this cold. I step onto the elevator accompanied by an attendant. The stoat is dressed in formal black clothes, like a dealer at a casino. From an outside perspective, it's probably a pretty strange contrast next to me. The doors close behind us. The world I've come to know so far vanished behind me. Just like that. This is the path I've chosen. The elevator's waking growl shakes me back to my senses, and with those senses, my anxiety. So, my eyes dart to the stoat. He's turned his head down to face a tablet. Standard procedure stuff, really. You read the contract. Rules should be familiar to you. No eye gouging, no killing, no foreign objects. His speech trails into more of a drone. I can't seem to focus on him. There should be fire in my stomach right now. That burning desire that everyone that belongs here has. It was with me earlier. But right now, all I can do is keep myself from throwing up. Maybe that's what that burning feeling actually is. The stoat keeps speaking. I should probably listen. Your contract requires you to win at least one fight before you're allowed dismissal. Oh my god. Now I see a dilemma here. Because I know certain parts of this. But now I see a dilemma. If you faint, submit, or are forced out of the ring for 10 seconds, or are unable to fight for any reason, you lose. My ears twitch at the last bit. He looks up at me. Any questions? I realize now I've been staring straight at him the whole time. I nod as if I've been paying attention the whole time. My mouth feels dry, welded shut. I don't know what to say, but he's expecting an answer, so I breathe out and nod. My breath is a lot shakier than I expected it to be. In fact, my whole body is tensed up, like cables holding up a suspended bridge. I can't force myself to relax. I think the stoat notices too. His paw rests itself tenderly on my shoulder. Hey, kid, take a breath. His expression lightens up. You're going to do fine. Everyone's first time is like this. I open my mouth to speak, but all I can muster is another shaky breath. You're Alex, right? I swallow. It's, Xander, actually. He pauses and looks down at his tablet. Says Alex here. Listen, Alex, it's your first fight in the big leagues. Don't get so nervous. People don't start judging until the third or fourth fight. Just do what you know you have to do. And when that bell rings, don't stop till you hear it again. I nod, still too queasy to actually respond. He's right. I've been training for years. I should be ready. I drop the tension in my shoulders. I roll my neck, feeling the muscles stretch out. I won't stop for anything. The elevator's whirring had become ambient at this point, only noticeable by its new absence as the elevator rolled to a stop. The stoat tapped on his tablet, scrolling his paw up a few times. All right, so your opponent today is... The stoat's brow furrows uncomfortably, his muzzle contorting to a slight frown. That doesn't seem right. That queasy feeling leaks back in the pit of my stomach like a ship slowly slipping underwater. It says that your opponent today is Bruce, which, can't really be possible. He laughs. It feels genuine. Well, that figures. Even our system can get mixed up sometimes. I'm sure it's just an error on my end. I do wish I could at least tell you who it'll be, though. That usually puts some people at ease. I think that sort of went out the window when you said I'll be going against Bruce. He laughs again, and my anxiety melts a bit when he does. I've been in this elevator for what feels like hours. It's nice to hear someone act so casually. Just then, the doors slide open. Then a second set of doors immediately behind them. And behind that is inky blackness. I have no time to be nervous. I have no energy left to waste on it. The more I focus on the anxiety at hand, the worse off I am going to be. His paw claps against my shoulder. Well, whoever it is, knock him dead, kid. I nodded. Thank you. My feet are grateful to leave the cold surface, though a part of me didn't want to leave. But now the doors have shut, and all I have is me. No one can change what happens to me from this point on. I am responsible for what happens. Though I wouldn't mind if someone turned on the lights here. Just like the elevator, the air here could only be described as stale. Makes sense given how far underground we are. It's a little chilly though. Not the ideal temperature for fighting conditions, but I imagine what will change once.
Hello.
Oh, great. It takes me a moment to adjust to the lighting. I'm familiar with the layout, but it kind of surprises me how much bigger it is than on TV. A wide circular room with a ceiling that stretches at least 20 feet above the floor. If I squint hard enough, I can make out a few cameras pointing down at the space. Huge stage lights pour down into the space. Man, this is going to get demonetized quick. Shit's brighter than the sun, it feels like. No, right, the sun. Two massive glass panels reflect the arena back at me. I can assume they're one-way mirrors. They can't see me. I can't see them. I creep closer to the center of the arena. The barren concrete floor could fit a small crowd. Closer to the center, a wide circle, maybe 35 or 40 feet in diameter, had been painted along the floor. I've seen this all before, but this is my first chance actually seeing it up close and in person. Most people don't get the chance to do this. Lucky me. Please wait at your designated mark behind the ring. I nearly jump out of my hide. The small voice spoke plainly over the intercom. I forgot that people were watching from behind those cameras. Thousands of people. Shake it off. Shake it off. I loosen my joints on my way to the designated mark behind the ring. The only thing that stands before me is the paint on the ground and the elevator door in the opposite end of the room. I've been staring it down for so long, half expecting it not to open. And then it opens. Bruce? The elevator door is closed and I can see him much clearer. It really is him. Words fail me. My heart picks up in pace and my breathing follows suit. I feel small. Well, smaller in comparison. I had known his body was weathered when I saw it on TV, but seeing it up close like this was like nothing I could have imagined. Scars littered his body, one crossed his snout with a few marking past attempts on his chest and midsection. I think I remember his stats back when I watched his fights. 7 feet tall, 350 pounds, good God. The size seemed so trivial before. But now, he stands across the ring from me. I realize how it feels up close, like the chill of death skittering down my spine. He opens his eyes, that piercing yellow gaze boring holes into mine, and I realize I've been staring right into it this whole time. His brow furrows, much like the attendant's earlier. His stoic, solid stance stutters. His jaw crunches up near the edges. And he starts to laugh. Loudly. I jump with how sudden his outburst was. Are they serious? Is this a prank? The dinosaur points to a camera. Is this you, Frank? Booking me a fight like this? Bruce laughs a few more weak chuckles. I almost want to laugh too. The beast folds his arm over his chest, smiling down at me. So, kid, what's your name? My body trembles again. There's no way this is happening. I'm not about to leave my opponent unanswered. Xander. I spat the name like a frog in my throat was leaping out. Bruce thumbs at the stubble of his chin. His mouth was still curled up in a selfish smile. Xander, eh? Nice to meet you. The dinosaur does not extend a handshake. So, how'd they get you in here? This some kind of charity thing? They usually only bring me down here for the title fights. No, He flashes a toothy grin. You want me to sign something? I didn't bring a pen. This is my... Bruce moves to the circle toward me. I consider backing away, but the man clearly has no personal space issues. He reaches out, clutching my arm. His grip is tighter than I imagined, which was already pretty... Come on now. Which was already pretty fucking tight. The leathery palm presses hard into my fur, and I swear it nearly scratches my skin. I'm not here as a fan. I yell mostly out of fear, thinking it would stop him. I'm a fighter. As I cry out, Bruce pulls my arm and subsequently the rest of me, past the markings of the painted ring. Once I cross over, a tone rings out over the arena. I know the tone. That's the start of the fight. By the look of frozen on Bruce's face, he knows it too. You should at least by now. Maybe if I act now, I can catch him off guard. The attendant did say to start as soon as the bell rings. I'll stun Bruce with a strike to the liver. Once he's disoriented, I'll force him out of the ring. It's not like there's any way I'll render him unconscious. Oh no, don't tell me you're planning and then you went unconscious. It's unfortunate that Bruce grabbed my right arm. I'm no southpaw, so giving a power strike with my left is a bit awkward. The bell's tone still fresh in my ears. I plant my right foot. It's even more awkward with Bruce holding onto my bicep, but I should be fine. My hips twist themselves violently to the right, and with them, my shoulders followed by my newly formed fist. Bruce's right arm had been one to grab my bicep, so his side was totally unprotected. My lips flare up as my blow connects. Half from the ferocity which I struck, the other half is from the sting of his skin inflicted into my bare fist. I swear I must have scraped my knuckles. Bruce's body is more akin to heavy bags I spent countless hours practicing on. That thick, leathery skin wasn't just a myth people claimed dinosaurs had. That hide is dangerous. What's more, Bruce hadn't even flinched from the blow. In fact, I feel his grip on my arm as firm as ever. I'm almost scared to look up. Bruce took care of that for me, though. Without much of a chance to retaliate, my right arm is wrenched uncomfortably in the air. Something snaps. I grip my teeth, letting out a weak growl as Bruce throws me behind him, my body crashing down into the center of the space. I scramble to orient myself upright. My feet shuffling along the concrete is all I can do to keep focus off my shoulder. It's a pain I felt before, but not one I really wanted to feel ever again. If it's not broken, it's definitely dislocated. Not that it really matters. Bruce's shadow loomed over me, silhouetted from the lights above. I can't read his face. I don't really know how to tell you. I don't really know what kind of luck got you in the fight with me. I'm on my feet now, though I could hardly call my stance steady. Bruce doesn't move. But I've got a job to do, and judging by your little stunt there, seems you do too. This is bad, obviously. Thank you, fucking idiot. That liver shot should have taken him out, but it didn't, and now you can't move your arm. The only attempt I make to move my shoulder erupts in more pain. Feels like it's about to burst. A desperate cry tries to burst from my throat, but his grip trapped it inside. I feel his leathery palm tighten around my throat. I gasp out trying to speak, but all I can muster is a desperate choke. His claws dig into the side of my neck. Oh, God. My feet leave the cement. Bruce lifting me off the ground by my throat. Bruce carries me like a sack of dead weight to the edge of the ring. I know I'm dangling just outside the edge of it. Oh, God. Yeah. His gaze pierces through my body, dangling uselessly at the end of his limb. Bruce flashes a wicked grin. He looks ecstatic. Insatiable. Despite having done this countless times. A chill crawls up my body as his free hand traces my midsection. You're pretty well built, he snorts. For a shrimp. I don't even know if I should try to respond. The larger man lets out a grunt, and a sting breaks through my midsection. My face crumbles up. Bruce's fist is forcing its way against my abs, and judging by the pain, it's found its target. My left arm reaches up to his wrist in an attempt to fight back. The same explosive pain streaks up to my torso. Bruce had reeled back his fist before I could even see it move. I feel my lungs flattening as my body's strength leaves my body. Tears trickle down my shuttered eyes. I can't breathe. Can't move. I look up just to stare into his eyes. Looks like I got the fight squeezed out of you. I wonder if he can feel my fear. If he can understand my thoughts. If he can, he probably doesn't care. This does end up being charity. I'm probably in a shit ton of trouble. I don't think I would laugh if I could. I try to communicate my concession to the dinosaur through my eyes. My right arm dangles uselessly to my side. I can't feel it. I know it's there. My left arm is draped across his wrist. Bruce just stares into my eyes. I'm going to die. See you soon, kid. He spoke shortly, like a promise rather than a threat. Tears were still crawling down my face. The distance between our faces extends, with Bruce pushing my head away from his as he reels back. My face is pulled forward, aiming straight for the dinosaur's forehead. Oh! Not the headbutt! My vision goes white. I don't even feel the headbutt. I don't really feel anything right now. I don't remember hitting the ground. I guess I'm here now. People are standing over me talking. Loudly. Christ. I should probably open my eyes. It's pretty dark still. But I can see a beacon of light. A shadow stands before it. The shadow shifts, stepping into the space, and a second later, the darkness swallows the light from either side. One of the men standing to either side of me grits my left shoulder gently. Can you stand? I grunt and pull myself up to a standing position, albeit incredibly unstable. We need to ask you a few questions. Try and stay awake for us, bud. To be frank, sleep sounds amazing right now. Oh my god, how many times I'm gonna have to edit out the F-bomb here? Everyone is so loud. What is your name? Xander. Where are you? I sigh. A Fang League fight. We're in the ring if you want specifics. You remember what happened? My head hurts. The lights are way too goddamn bright. I got knocked out, and I think my shoulder is fucked. They give a chuckle and mumble something under their breath. The person keeps asking me questions, and I keep answering them. They take me to an elevator, and then straight to the med bay to put me in the gown. I just go through the motions, waiting for when they'll let me take a nap. A few nurses wheel me around from room to room, running a few tests. I'm glad I just have to sit still for most of it. It's all kind of a blur. I just answer whatever questions they throw my way. After a few hours, they declare my concussion only mild and give me the go-ahead to get some sleep. Thank God. The hospital bed here is really firm. Reminds me of being back home. Not a bad thing, per se. I actually really enjoy the firm mattress. Though I doubt something as simple as mattress firmness is going to keep me from sleeping tonight. I can barely keep my eyelids open. For a few seconds, I see that scene before me like it's burned into my vision. The dark figure standing in the light. I swear it was waiting for me. I don't know how long I've been sleeping, but it feels nice to have my eyes closed, so I've just been laying here for a while. The electronic drone of my room was getting on my nerves, though. A slow sigh crawls out of my muzzle, and my eyes finally pull themselves awake. I must have been crying. My eyes haven't been that heavy for a long while. The sterile white ceiling stares down at me. I crane my vision to the left, and some memories of the night before flood back into my head. Since I've been hooked up to an IV and an EKG machine. That bad? You got hurt that bad that they had to hook you up to an IV? Dang! And my right arm is in a sling.
Hey, listen!
How many? There's gonna be a lot of F-bombs I'm gonna have to edit out. My attempt to sit up was immediately met with resistance through a heavy, dull pain shooting down the center of my skull. Fuck. I pushed through the pain, fading away with a few pulses, like a heartbeat through my brain. I can hear a conversation outside my door. Sounds like people are talking loud, but it's a ways away. I lean back into my pillow, my face scrunched up in discomfort. No use fighting my injuries. I can't seem to get free. I might as well try to get some more sleep. This is what I wanted to do. The dull sound from outside my door had grown much, much louder. I think I recognized the voice. I'm afraid that's the only conclusion here. Don't explain it to me, explain it to him. The door to the room I'm laid in is forced open. Light from the hallway pours in, and I'm blinded if only for a moment. A shadow casts into the room, but it hesitates. Oh, for fuck's sakes, get in here! Judging from the other person's yelp and the way he stumbled into the room, someone else may have pushed him in. After regaining his footing, he looks to the door. Then before me stands a nervous-looking rabbit. He's dressed rather well, sort of similar to the attendant on the elevator from before. His eyes catch his mine and his demeanor loosens up. Hello there, Alex. I narrow my eyes. My name is Theodore. I'm the commissioner's assistant. The figure by the door scoffed. My eyes snap over to him. Bruce. He's leaning against the door, arms crossed, his chest. I've never seen him act so mellow. Theodore clears his throat. Yes, the rabbit adjusts his collar slightly. You've, met Bruce. I let out a sigh. I have. I nearly fucking killed him! His voice cuts through the tension, yet somehow only seemed to add to it. Bruce moves from his spot on the door towards the two of us. I can see Theodore's eyes dart away, and he takes a step back from the approaching dino. Is he seriously Bruce's boss? Bruce stops in front of my bed. You want to tell him why the fuck that happened? The rabbit manages to keep his posture upright, but his ears fold down. He really must not want to be here. Yes, that's, He takes a shaky breath and steadies himself. You, certainly were popular. Your fight with Bruce put our ratings through the roof. I blink. Thanks? Nearly die for ratings. YouTube, am I right? Get to the point, Ted. Right. Theodore clears his throat. Obviously, this was, unintended. According to a quick manual review, you should have been involved in a lightweight bout tonight. It's still the same night? Hold on. Did he not just go to sleep? Did he not just get the crap kicked out of him and then pass out, essentially? We can't exactly explain what happened, but for some reason, Bruce was your opponent. The rabbit readjusts his tie. Now, in terms of your contract, typically you need to win one fight before the duties of your contract can be considered fulfilled. And I can understand why you'd like to back out. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a snag. Bruce rolls his eyes. Because of the nature of our automated matchmaking system, anyone that fights the champion is momentarily set in a special tier of their own. I'm laughing. I am hysterical at this because of how unbelievable this is right now. You must be... You gotta be kidding me. If they win, they become the champion. If they lose, they return to their tier. And you don't have a tier to return to. I can visibly see sweat dripping down his brow. So, you remain in this, momentary tier. It sounds like he needs to say more, but he stops. He glances at Bruce for approval? My heart feels like it's ready to stop. I don't understand. It means you're stuck fighting me. Bruce's voice barks out again, scaring Theodore and nearly scaring me. It means you're going to keep fighting me until this fucking matchmaking works out itself. Sweat trickles down the sides of my head. I don't understand. Or maybe I don't want to understand. What, are the matches made at random? There's a second of silence where Bruce and Theodore make a bit of eye contact. Well, not entirely. A computer sorts out matches through a deeply detailed algorithm. It's actually quite impressive when you look into it. How much bullshit you gonna sell, man? You even got me cussing, and I'm gonna have to edit that out. This is when I wish I had an editor. Bruce snorts a bit of air in his snout, as if trying to get Theodore to speak further. Can't someone just go in and make the change manually? Again, Theodore looks away before speaking. All manual changes to the matchmaking system must be approved by the commissioner first. And I'm guessing he's a... Don't finish that sentence. So call him down. Bruce lets out a laugh that's more like a yell. You'd sooner be able to beat me than expect the commissioner to give a shit. His eyes shift down to Theodore, whose eyes shift directly away. I can feel my body going faint. Like that sick you feel deep in the pit of your stomach. The thought of going through that again. So, what? What are my options? The rabbit speaks up. I'm afraid that until this issue is, sorted, you will need to keep fighting Bruce. Or you'll void your contract. And I'm sure you're aware of the consequences. I read the contract carefully. They'll require me to pay out my ass, and I can't afford that. I'll never be able to afford that. Money was part of the reason I came down here. It's a scam. The heart monitor is picking up pace at this point. I hadn't even noticed. Bruce and Theodore are silent for a time. I'm leaving. If you have any questions, Ted here will tell you whatever bullshit you want to hear. The dinosaur spits out a few words, then turns his toes and stomps out the door. Theodore sorta stands there quiet. He seems less nervous now. He still won't make eye contact with me, though. Is there, anything else I can answer for you? I don't even know what to say. What to ask? I'm struggling to process what I'm hearing. Theodore notices my silence and steps away from the bed. I'll, give you some time, Alex. I don't bother correcting him. If you need to speak to me, please reach out to any of our helpful staff here. Rest well. And with that, Theodore trails out the room. And I am alone again. Bruh! That is majorly screwed. Sometime, he says. Then he says, they say time heals all wounds. You think it'd be able to make this any easier. But it's been a few days and I still haven't done much. The quality of the medical staff here is definitely as advertised. Everyone is so receptive to my needs, though I really try not to ask for all that much. The last few days kind of went by without much going on, aside from whatever nurses are putting into my body. They've explained a medical steroid type thing. I probably should have paid more attention. Whatever it is, I'm not allowed to leave my bed outside of bathroom breaks. Any amount of serious movement could extend the healing process, they said. They also said that it's extra restrictive for newbies, though. Bodies react differently to new medicines, especially stuff as strong as this. They need to keep me monitored just to make sure nothing's going wrong in my system, apparently. At this point, I'd be suspecting if they injected you with some kind of drug to control you, or as a just-in-case measure. Kind of sucks I can't even go for a walk. My legs have been aching for a while. My ears flicker over to the door, catching some footsteps that seem to be getting closer. They were proven right with the door swinging open and a man that I assume is my doctor waltzing in with a clipboard. Oh, good morning, Alex. Xander. My name is Dr. Drayden. I'm the athletic physician that's been working with your case. How are we feeling today? A sigh slips from my mouth, but I catch myself when his head turns up to my face. I'm good. I sort of shake my head, not really pleased with my first interaction with the guy. He doesn't seem to notice. Gotcha. Well, Alex, we've got your test results back. Good news and bad news. My eyebrows twitch. What's the bad news? He pauses, his face contorted in a frustrated way, like I said something he didn't want to hear. Well, the good news is that you're good to go. Everything came back negative, and your shoulder should be good as new. The cat flashes me a smile that warms my chest. I let out a breath that I must have been holding in for a while. That's relieving to know. Any bad news? The papers he had lifted off the clipboard have been flipped back down, and he flashes a wink at me. The bad news is that you're probably going to be seeing me a lot more. You know, given your situation. He lets out a small laugh and my heart sinks right back. Well, I spent the last few days keeping myself distracted with some television and not particularly keen on thinking about the repercussions of my current predicament. He can tell I'm not exactly excited with that prospect either, and his laugh peters out. Well, I mean, at least I hope you don't. Ted filled me in on the situation. Sounds like you're, really going through it. You could put it that way. His smile stayed for a second or so before he snapped down to his clipboard. But, yes! So, vitals! Blood test came back all negative. Mild concussion. X-rays are looking fine. You need a bit of physical therapy to get your rotator and tendon back up to speed, but otherwise, we're able to discharge you right away. Don't shoulders take a few weeks to get fixed? Usually, yes. I take it you've had this happen before? Dislocated it, yeah. Under different circumstances, though. Drayden waves his hand non-committedly. Of course, you probably know how it goes. Usually there's no serious exercise allowed, no major lifting, none of that. However, the steroids we pumped into your system are special. They enhance your body's natural regenerative abilities, for lack of better terms. Obviously, it's not going to enhance your ability in fights or anything, and it won't help you recover from wounds during a fight. But it gets our fighters up and running much faster than they would naturally, so everybody's grateful for that, I'd say. The smile on his face made him look almost proud of the process. I can't exactly say I blame him. And the test? Just some simple blood work, really. Make sure your liver's handling the medication properly. And, cancer. Things like that. My heart jumps at that word and I sit up. Cancer! Again, though, he shakes his hands casually, like he's trying to shoo me away. There hasn't been a case yet, so I wouldn't exactly be worried about it. Still, if your body decides to push it too hard, blood work would catch it right off the bat, so we can nip it in the bud before it becomes an issue. I can't help but worry that my contract would get voided if they couldn't use the medication anymore. But Drayden doesn't seem to be fretting over it. The feline puts a chair away from the wall and drops onto it, crossing his legs and resting his clipboard on them. I'll set you up with some physical therapy with yours truly here in a day, but I think it's best you get out of this room. Get some fresh air! Well, I mean, so to speak. You've been here, what, 4 days? And the only people you met were Bruce and Ted. I feel like you'd be more deserving of a proper welcome, all things considered. I nod, still a bit nervous of what that would entail. Would the others here resent me? Would they hate me? Applaud me? I haven't exactly had a chance to get a read on anyone else. Now, Alex, before I let you go, his pen clicks and he looks up to me. Do you have any questions for me? His eyes meet mine. Silence lingers between us for a moment. Do I have questions? Yes. For him? Not really. Nothing that he can answer or anything that he can help with. Come on, Alex. There's got to be something I can answer. I'm a licensed therapist too, so you can talk to me about anything. My brow furrows. I thought you were an athletic physician. Again, Drayden waves his hand. I wear many hats, Alex. That's probably why they hired me. But I like to think it's because of my winning personality. Shut up! He gives off that proud smile again. I can't help but breathe out a chuckle. Questions, though. I honestly can't think of anything relevant. I know my situation. I know how the medicine works. I feel like I've gotten a handle on this guy's personality. For the most part, at least. Well, if you got no questions and you're feeling alright, then we can go ahead and get you on your feet. I guess he took my unintended silence as an answer. Am I feeling alright? I guess I'm pretty anxious to meet everyone else, to continue my training. Maybe I just need to psych myself up again, like I did on the elevator before. My stomach turns, though I'm not sure whether that's from thinking about the fight or from the sight of the needle coming out of my skin. Ugh. Drayden assists me out of the bed. The first steps are a bit shaky, all things considered. I've hardly walked in 4 days, so I feel kind of like a fawn for a bit. The sling underneath my arm gets undone and pulled back around my neck. I rotate my shoulder a bit, stretching it from side to side. It's definitely still sore. Still, it's nice to have my arm back. Can you stick out both your arms for me? Slowly. I oblige. Drayden slips my gown off for me, balling it up and tossing it into a hamper across the room. After a quiet cheer and a fist pump from me, making the shot from such a distance, he turns to my bare body. There's a spare change of clothes in the washroom for you. I'll give you a call when I've got your physical therapy appointment all set up. What else? He snaps his finger a few times with one hand, holding the bridge of his nose in the other. Oh, right. Rooming situation. Head to the cafeteria. There's a guy there. Red. Little hyena guy? Real sweet guy. He should be looking for you. I nod and slip into the washroom to the side. Sure enough, under those fluorescent lights was a set of clothes. A familiar tank top and a pair of baggy pants. Putting on these clothes feels nice. Feels familiar. It's been so long since I was able to just and just be properly alone. No one's watching me. No cameras. No fights. The clothes pressed against my fur like a long, loose hug, welcoming me home. I know I can't stay in this bathroom for too long, but I almost consider it. Drayden would have some questions, though. I want to soak in this feeling for as long as I can. After a bit, I slide back out. Drayden's still there, tapping away on his phone. His ears twitch when I move, and his head soon follows. All good in there? My mouth curls up in an awkward smile. I'm still not sure how to answer that. Yeah, thank you. His smile remains, but he waves me off. No thanks needed, just doing my job. Good luck out there. Oh, and hey, if you need to talk, my office is right next door. We exchange another set of awkward thank yous before I leave, following instructions from a nurse to get to the cafeteria. Okay, I'm gonna save here. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna save here and I'm gonna call it. Oh God, the setup just made me go, oh God, what the hell? And then just Drayden's just like the sunny day to the whole thing. I'm gonna do a lot of editing. That's what I wasn't expecting. All right, I'll catch you later.